This conference will now be recorded.
अली अल्लाह तू ही तू है, अली अल्लाह तू ही है, अली अल्लाह तू ही तू 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 है। शुक्रान लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्रान लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, या अली मदद अजीज, या अली मदद everyone.
या अली मदद सर।
या अली मदद।
मौला अली
सर
मदद
नाचिस की आवाज आ रही है?
जी सर, आ रही है आवाज।
शुक्र शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। तमाम साथियों को या अली मदद। Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Such a beautiful morning. Shukr Mullah. Today we will continue on our subject wama qadrullaha haqqa qadri. What does it mean? We have not recognized, we have over the last 5 weeks, there has been a lot of interest created in this subject, and more friends are asking questions, are taking interest, paying attention to the subject. So let's start with Imam's Mubarak name, so we may have his blessing upon us. Nur Maulana Shah Karimul Husaini Hazir Imam, Hazir Imam. या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा। या रहमान या रहीम, या रहमान या रहीम, या रहमान या रहीम, या रहमान या रहीम। नूर मौलाना शाह करीम हुसैनी हाजिर इमाम, तौफीक, ताहीद, हिम्मत व यारी मौला, तौफीक, ताहीद, हिम्मत व यारी मौला। या मौला, हम गरीबों की हिदायत फरमा। या मौला, अपने नूर से, अपनी शफकत से मौला, अपनी रहमत से मौला। या मौलाए मेहरबान, हम गरीबों की मदद फरमा मौला। मौला, तेरी मदद के बगैर हम कोई काम नहीं कर सकते हैं मौला, हम बहुत ही लाचार हैं मौला, इल्म और अमल के मामले में बहुत ही गरीब है मौला। या मौलाए मेहरबान, मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा मौला। अपने नूर की रोशनी से हमें सिरातुल मुस्तकीम पर आगे बढ़ा मौला। या मौला मेहरबान मदद फरमा मौला। तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर यानी मदद एंड वेलकम। We are on the part 6 of our session where we had left off that how do we recognize Imam? इमाम की शनासी कैसे हो? सबसे पहले तो सवाल ये होना चाहिए कि क्या हम इमाम को नहीं पहचानते? Where we left off was what are the references of Imam in the Quran? And the second question we must ask, and we should ask, do we not recognize the Imam? Do we not know who the Imam is? And that's a great question. Now, if I would ask you, could you show me the Imam-e-Barhaq, Imam-e-Zaman, Nur Maulana Shah Karimul Sani Hazar Imam in the Quran? How would you show me Imam in the Quran? You would say, let me show you Imam in the Farman. But that is the Farman of the Imam himself. Let me show you the Imam in the Ginan. But those were written by our peers and dais. There is only one common book reference point amongst all the Muslimin. Matter of fact, if you speak to other than Muslim people of the book, Al-Kitab, how will you show your Imam to them? They don't know Ginan and they don't know Furman. All right, you will say, let's not go outside, let's come inside. Ginan and the language of the Ginan is such that most of the Ismaili, including these Garib and Nachis, does not understand. Matter of fact, the majority of Islam, majority of Ismailis, out of 15 million Ismailis, I would say, and I'm just being conservative here, that 13 million do not understand our Gnan. 13 million out of 15. And I'm just being conservative here. If I had said 14 million, I would be very close to that number. They do not understand Gnan and the language of the Gnan. And then when it comes to Farman are not there for us to recognize Imam, but the Farman are there for our guidance after we have recognized the Imam and we have believed in Imam. क्या कहा कि जब हम इमाम को ढूंढते हैं तो हम कुरान से ढूंढते हैं, तो फिर हमारे पास सवाल होगा कि कुरान में कहां पर इमाम का जिक्र है? अगर कोई कहता है कि मैं इमाम को पहचानता हूं ज्ञान से या फरमान से, तो उसके लिए एक न्यूज ये है कि ज्ञान को मेजोरिटी ऑफ इस्माइली नहीं समझ पाते हैं लैंग्वेज की वजह से। मेजोरिटी ऑफ इस्माइली, तकरीबन तकरीबन इस्माइली ज्ञान को नहीं समझ पाते हैं, जिसमें ये गरीब और नाचीज भी शामिल है। और फरमान इमाम शनासी के लिए नहीं, फरमान तो हमारी दौरवानी के लिए है। इमाम शनासी के बाद, ईमान लाने के बाद, यकीन करने के बाद फरमान हमको सिरातुल मुस्तकीम पर आगे ले जाते हैं, हमारी गाइडेंस के लिए है। इमाम की पहचान के लिए फरमान नहीं है, फरमान हमारी गाइडेंस के लिए है। फरमान आर देयर फॉर आवर गाइडेंस. Once we have recognized the Imam and once we have believed the Imam, then we will follow the Farman. So we may follow him on this Sirat al-Mustaqim. If someone would ask you, अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है कि आपका इमाम और उसका रेफरेंस हमें ऐसी जगह से दो कि जो आप भी समझते हो, मैं भी समझता हूं, क्योंकि ज्ञान सब नहीं समझते हैं, फरमान सब नहीं मानते हैं, क्योंकि हर आदमी इस्माइली नहीं है। तो फिर आप कहां से उसको इमाम का रेफरेंस देंगे? एक किताब है जो कॉमन है और वो कुरान है। तो हमने यहां पर अपने पिछले सेशन को रोका था कि कुरान के अंदर आपको कहां पर इमाम का जिक्र मिलेगा। तो हमने कहा कि कुरान के अंदर 12 जगह पर आपको कुरान का रेफरेंस मिलेगा, इमाम का रेफरेंस मिलेगा 12 जगह पर। ये आपके लिए हो सकता है कि नई इंफॉर्मेशन ना हो। Maybe it is possible that this may not be a new information for you. But where in the Quran will you find 12 references of Imam? And don't forget, there are 49 references of Nur in the Quran. But today we are talking about the 12 references of Imam in the Quran. Now, to your surprise, when you come to these Quranic references, and if you do not know Arabic, if you don't have Urdu, Persian, Arabic background, and you are reading the translation in Gujarati, even in Urdu or English or any other language that you are looking at your Quran, you will find that they have changed the word Imam for something other than Imam. They have changed it. And I will show you and I will give you some example, because if we do not pay attention and learn, your children, your grandchildren tomorrow will challenge you for your Imam. क्या कहा? अगर आपने इमाम को उसके हकीकी मायनों में उसकी कदर नहीं की, उसको नहीं पहचाना, तो आप ही के बच्चे, आपके पोते नवासे आपको चैलेंज करेंगे और आपको कुरान में दिखाएंगे कि देखो यहां पर इमाम का अल्फाज नहीं है। They will challenge you and they will show you, they will tell you that there is no word Imam in the Quran because in the translation they have changed it. They have changed it. So if you are paying attention, I hope you are making good notes. We will share this PDF with you so you can find, even if you don't read Arabic, neither do I, but you should be able to find the Imam in the Quran correctly. So when they challenge you, you will be ready, prepared to show them, answer them. Imam had told us about this fact, what we are discussing today, back in 1968. Therefore, there may be things far away and far-fetched, but it would not be for your children. And they will ask you. They are asking you, and they have been asking you. Prepare yourself with Imam Shanasi. So when they do come to you, if they have already come to you, you will be ready to help guide your family, your children, your grandchildren. And we are here to help you, help yourself with your family, inshallah. So if you are taking a screenshot, take a screenshot of this. There are 12 references of Imam in the Holy Quran. We will not go into each one of them, but I will show you just a sample of 1, 2, or 3, so you may be helped and guided, and when you need it, you can always get in touch with us and we can help you further if you need help. But if you are taking good notes of this, taking a screenshot of this, or we can share the PDF, and if you save it, you will have good references. So here in this ayat, which is from Surah 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 124. The very first time the word Imam ever mentioned for anyone was for the Ibrahim. कुरान के इस मकाम पर सूरह बकरा जो सूरह नंबर 2 है, आयत नंबर 124 है, कुरान में पहली मर्तबा जिसके लिए इमाम का वर्ड यूज किया गया है वो हजरत इब्राहिम है। वो हजरत इब्राहिम है। और नाचीज ने सवाल किया था कि अगर शाह करीम का आपको रेफरेंस चाहिए कुरान के अंदर तो आपको कहां मिलेगा? And I asked a question, keep thinking, and then we can answer it. If you're looking for a reference of the Imam of the time, where will you find it? Keep thinking about it. Where will you find the reference of the Imam in the Quran? So let's come back to the screen we have in front of us. खुदावन ताला हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को फरमाते हैं कि याद करो कि जब हमने इब्राहिम को परखा, इब्राहिम का टेस्ट लिया. What did Allah say? Oh Muhammad, remember when I took the test from the Ibrahim. Now, if you are intellectual, if you are a person who like to think and ask, how would Muhammad would remember something that happened almost 2500 years before he came? What? What did I just say? Allah is telling Prophet Muhammad, remember, याद करो जब हमने इब्राहिम को परखा था. Remember, O Muhammad, when I tested Ibrahim. But that was 2500 years before Prophet Muhammad came. How would he remember that? And what did he test Ibrahim in? Allah says, and remember, O Muhammad, when his Lord, the Lord of Ibrahim, tried Ibrahim with some kalimat. Kalimat, isme azam, bol. Now, number one question should come in our mind instantly. If you are a man of intellect, if you are a thinker, instantly you should have a question. Did Ibrahim have a kalima? Isme azam, a bowl? When bowl only can be given by the Imam Zaman. आपको फौरन ख्याल आएगा कि इब्राहिम को किसने कलीमात दिए थे, किसने इसमें आजम दिए थे, किसने बोल दिया था इब्राहिम को, जबकि बोल सिर्फ इमाम ज़मान ही दे सकता है. Then your answer to yourself would be, there must be Imam before Ibrahim. I'm not telling you this lesson is easy. I'm telling you that we can make it easy for you to find and understand Imam Shanasi. Imam Shanasi is commonly not taught. Imam Shanasi is commonly not taught. This lesson is not commonly taught. इमाम शनासी कोई आम लेसन नहीं है और रोजाना नहीं सिखाया जाता है. क्यों? कि ये मुश्किल सब्जेक्ट है. लेकिन उसको आसान बनाया जा सकता है अगर हम आस्ते आस्ते, baby step by baby step, if we learn, then we can make that hard subject easy subject. But of course it requires one's attention. आसान कैसे होगा ये सब्जेक्ट? अगर हम तवज्जो देंगे तो सब्जेक्ट आसान है, तवज्जो नहीं देखेंगे सब्जेक्ट मुश्किल है. हमारा काम होगा कि इसको आसान से आसान तर बनाया जाए. किस तरह से? सवालात पूछकर और उसके जवाबात देते हुए. अब कितने सवालात आगे देखें आप. पहला सवाल, ए मोहम्मद याद रखो, याद करो कि जब इब्राहिम को उसके कलिमात में उसको परखा गया. पहला सवाल कि मोहम्मद जो 2500 साल के बाद आए थे वो किस तरह से याद करे जबकि वो इब्राहिम के जमाने में नहीं थे. दूसरा सवाल, इब्राहिम को इसमें आजम बोल किसने दिया. तीसरा सवाल, क्या इब्राहिम से पहले भी इमाम थे. आपने देखा कि इस सवालात के साथ इस सब्जेक्ट को आसान बनाया जा सकता है. When you ask the right question, then the subject which is very hard we accept, but it could made easier with a question. So 3 question was, 1, how would Muhammad remember something that happened 2500 years ago? 2nd, Ibrahim was given the kalimat, and bowl only can be given by the Imam Zaman. Then the 3rd question, were there Imam before Ibrahim? Because all of the Prophet are from one single soul, one single Nur, so Muhammad was able to see the Ruhaniyat and was able to see and understand how Ibrahim was given the Ismi Azam and he was tested with the Kalimah Bari Tala or the bowl in our language. Second, he was given the Ismi Azam by the Imam of the time. And yes, there were Imam before him. How do we know there was Imam before him? Number one, because he was given the Ismi Azam, and Ismi Azam only can be given by the Imam of the time. Second, if there is no Imam, this earth will not be able to stand on itself. इमाम के बगैर दुनिया चल नहीं सकती है, तो इमाम को तो होना ही चाहिए, और इमाम के बगैर इसमें आजम कौन दे सकता है? इब्राहिम को जरूर उस जमाने के इसमें आजम मिला था उनके जमाने के इमाम से. And that was happened to be his father. He was the imam too. So Ibrahim not all of a sudden became imam, like it says in this ayat. When he fulfilled the Isme Azam, when he passed the test, his Lord said, I will make you imam of the people. जब वो अपने इसमें आजम में मुकम्मल हो गया, तो उनके जमाने के इमाम ने फरमाया कि तुम मेरे बाद लोगों के इमाम होगे. उसने अपना अमर, अपना नूर इब्राहिम को दे दिया. फिर second, another question should come, did Ibrahim also repeated the same ritual? क्या इब्राहिम ने भी इसी तरह किया? जी हाँ, definitely Ibrahim followed on the same path as his father and his grandfather and imams before him. He also gave the Ismi Azam to his sons. One, Isa became prophet, and the second, Ismail became Imam. Imam after Imam after Imam, Mullah Ali became Imam. Imam after Imam after Imam, Shah Karim became Imam. Because without the Imam, there would be no earth, no planet, no universe. इमाम के बगैर कोई जगह नहीं है, और जमीन खड़ी नहीं हो सकती है अपने मदार पर इमाम के बगैर. इमाम हमेशा से दुनिया में है. नूरन अला नूर, Imam are always present. What we are learning today are the references of the Imam. And this is the one. Now, when you look at the translation in your Quran, and if you don't see the word Imam, just look for transliteration, not translation. Does everyone understand what is translation and transliteration? Transliteration is the English format of the Arabic ayat. And you will find word Imam, I-M-A-M. On this particular place, you may find the word Imama, I-M-A-M-A. But just look for the word Imam and you will find it in transliteration. In the translation, sometime, most of the time, they change the word Imam to other word. For example, guide. When in the Arabic there is a particular word for guide, Hadi. Hadi is guide, Imam is Imam. Because they do not believe in Imam, they make the changes in the Quran. They do not translate correctly because they do not believe in Imam. But you can definitely find, and if you need help, help is available to find the right references of Imam in the Quran. Let's come to our second reference. 17, Surah 17, Surah Al-Isra, ayat number 71. And then we will talk about 72 also. But 71 first. 71 is where you will find the reference of the Imam, including Imam today. The reference of Shah Karim. Reference of every Imam. From the time of Adam to time of Muhammad, time of Ali, and time of Shah Karim. You will find reference of Imam in this ayat. What does it say? On the day of Qiyamah, when we shall summon all men with their Imam of the time, उस दिन हम तमाम लोगों के उनके जमाने के इमाम के साथ बुलाएंगे. That is the reference. उनके जमाने के इमाम के साथ बुलाएंगे. यहां पर है इमाम जमान का reference. Again, let me warn you, when you get to the ayat, you may not find in the translation the word Imam. So look at the transliteration. If you can read Urdu or Arabic, find the word Aimatun, Imams. Just look up IMAM and you will find it. Why do they not translate correctly? Because once the one who does not believe in Imam has no reason to translate the word Imam correctly because they don't believe it. Why would they say it? But you, as a learner, as the follower of the Imam, the one who would like to guide and teach their children, should look up those references. Don't take my word for it. Do your own homework. Take some time and follow the Imam's Farman. And Imam have said that when and if you read Quran, the Quran will bring a concept to you. But you have to read Quran to follow this Farman. And you must do personal search, Imam's Farman. Don't do it because I told you. But you can follow Imam's Farman and you're supposed to follow Imam's Farman. And Imam says do personal search. Look it up yourself. आप खुद जाकर कुरान में देखें, मेरे अल्फाजों को समझने और लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं आपके लिए प्रोवाइड करता हूं रेफरेंस. आप खुद ही जाकर देखें कि वहां पर इमाम का वर्ड है कि नहीं है. और अगर तर्जुमे के अंदर नहीं है तो ऊपर जाकर देखें अरबिक के अंदर या तो ट्रांसलिटरेशन के अंदर, और वर्ड होगा इमाम, IMAM, imams, aima, aimatun, all different format of the word imam, and you will find it. Now in the same surah, the next ayat talks about those who do not believe in imam and those who refuse imam and those who does not accept imam, those who have blinded themselves to the imam of the time. And we don't have to look too far to find those people. Look the question on the left side of your screen. What is the question? How do you see Imam? And if you see Imam, and if you do not recognize the Imam, you may be part of those people mentioned here in the Quran. So now there is a mention of you and me in the Quran. And look what Allah says. Whomever, jo koi, is blind to the fact, jo koi bhi hakikat se andha hai, here in this world, is dunya mein, will be blind hereafter. वो वहां भी इमाम की हकीकत दीदार और नूर से आंखें बंद किया हुआ होगा. And yet further from the path, और वो सिरात अल मुस्तकीम से भटका हुआ होगा. क्योंकि इमाम का दामन छोड़ा, आप सिरात अल मुस्तकीम से हट गए. If you leave and if you don't believe and if you don't recognize the Imam and if you don't realize and you refuse to accept the Imam, then read this ayat that you have blinded yourself from the Imam and his guidance in this world. You will be blinded in your next world. You will be away from the Imam, away from the Nur of Imam, away from the Didar of the Imam. Hakikati Momino, Sune Tawajjuh de. My friends, listen and pay attention to what is being said here. We need to recognize the Imam of the time. We do not want it to fall into those in our heart, and we continue to say every day 3 times, Haydina Sirat al-Mustaqim, guide us on the right path. We are talking about the right path right here. You are asking, you are praying to Imam to guide me on the right path, and then when right path is shown, you are not paying attention. Listen to me. Pay attention. Leave everything else you are doing right now, because this is important for your soul and the soul of your children and your grandchildren. आप तवज्जो दें. अब रोजाना दुआ मांगते हैं कि या मौला तू मुझे सिरातल मुस्तकीम पर गाइड कर. अब आपको सिरातल मुस्तकीम दिखाया जा रहा है. तवज्जो दें, क्योंकि ये आपकी रूह, आपके बच्चों की रूह और आपके पोतों और नवासों की रूह के लिए जरूरी है. जो भी काम आप कर रहे हैं छोड़ दें थोड़ी देर के लिए. वो काम बाद में हो सकता है. ये इल्म अगर आपने मिस कर दिया तो वो शायद बाद में आपको ना मिले और पछतावा हो. My friend, my dear friend, this is important lesson here. Recognition of Imam. Imam in his golden jubilee with such a sad face. You know what he said? Perhaps my Jamaat will recognize me. काश मेरी जमात मुझे पहचानती. हमारी जमात की तवज्जो नहीं है इमाम पर. इमाम गमगीन होके फरमाते हैं, दिलगीर होके फरमाते हैं कि काश मेरी जमात मुझे पहचानती. 50 साल इमामत को. Why is Imam asking this question? Why Imam is sad that perhaps my Jamaat will recognize me? Because we are not paying attention. You see, my brother and sister, I think it's about time that we give some time and knowledge, Nazrana, to the Imam of the time and recognize and realize and appreciate what we have. Let's come to our next reference. Here, this Farmane Ilahi in the Quran, Surah Al-Furqan, Surah number 25, ayat number 58. It is told to the Prophet, the great Prophet ever, O Muhammad, only put your tawakkal, trust, in the living Imam Al-Hayy. क्या फरमाया? ए मोहम्मद, अपनी तवक्कल, भरोसा, ईमान सिर्फ हाजिर इमाम पर रखना, लिविंग अल-हई पर. That is the फरमान for you and me. Imam Shanasi was given. The recognition of Imam was required, and the Farmane Ilahi, the guidance of the Allah to the Muhammad was that put your trust, tawakkal, and we say this in our dua every day. Ya Mola, my tawakkal is in you. That same word, tawakkal, in our dua is in the Quran for the Muhammad here, and it's for you here. Put your tawakkal, trust in the living Imam Al-Hayy. Who is La Yamut, the one who never dies. अपना भरोसा रखें इमाम इस जमान पर जो कभी भी मरता नहीं है. इमाम को मौत नहीं, इमाम जिस्म तब्दील करते हैं. Imam does not die, Imam changes the body. The Noor is present and living forever. Al-Hayyul Qayyum, La hawl wa la quwwata illa billah, al-Aliyul Azim. Aliyul Azim. Remember that. Imam is Al-Hayyul Qayyum, ever living and ever present. Imam is La Yamut, he never dies. If he never dies, meaning he is ever present. He was present before Adam, with Adam, after Adam, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Put your trust, Iman, Tawakkal, wish, trust in the living Imam. But you have to recognize the Imam so you can put your trust in him. How do you see Imam? Do you see Imam as a human? Because human dies. Do you see Imam as a Hadi? Hadi guides. Do you see Imam as a Noor? Imam shines. Or do you see Imam as Ali Allah who never dies? Question is for you. Free will is yours to recognize or not to recognize, to believe or not to believe. I cannot put my trust in Imam for you. You have to do it for yourself. Inshallah, we are the murid of the Imam Zaman and we can do that. All right, let's come to the next reference. Surah As-Sajda, Surah number 32, ayat number 24. Sometimes we have a question, if Imam is a Hadi, a Barak, who appointed him? Again, look for the word imams. Imams. Aima. And we appointed. We, not me, I. We appointed. We appointed from amongst them. Amongst them, from the children of the Imam. One of them to be your Imam. Why word we? Someone can ask the question. Why not I or me? When Imam appoints amongst the Nurani family, amongst his children, one to be the Imam, what he's saying that we, meaning Imams always select Imams forward. You know, I was talking to someone, I don't remember was in this line or some one of the other session on Imam Shanafi. When Imam picks the Imam, one of his son to be Imam, he does not look at him. He looks at the progeny after him. Nuran Allah Nur. Mullah Ali, when he picked Imam Hussein, not only he picks Imam Hussein, he also picks Zainul Abidin. And he picked all of the Imam further and further and further, all the way to Shah Karim. We pick, not I and me. Imams pick Imams. यहाँ पर प्लूरल में बात हो रही है कि आइमाए तायरीन पिक करते हैं आने वाले इमामों को, इमाम को नहीं, इमामों को. You have to read and pay attention to the way the verbiage, the wisdomful language has been used in Quran. We appoint from amongst them, amongst the children of the Imam, Imam, Imams, Nuran Allah Nur, progeny after progeny, giving guidance to them with our Amr. You notice our, not me, mine, our command, Amr. इसलिए आज हम इमाम को आले नबी औलाद अली कहते हैं. आले नबी औलाद अली, वही नूर जो मोहम्मद और अली से चलाया है. हर इमाम ने अपने बाद एक इमाम और आने वाले इमामों को पहले से ही सेलेक्ट किया हुआ है. Our next reference, and this is our last reference. We're going to just look at the reference. I'm not going to go into detail because this is a big subject. हमारा आखिरी रेफरेंस जो है वो ये है सूरह यासीन, surah 36, ayat number 12, again from our dua, part number 2. And we have encompassed everything in the living manifested Imam. Everything. Question, how can everything be encompassed in the Imam? Like I said, this is a big subject. I would like you to just present this ayat so you may reflect, and when we come back next week, we will start from this reference. From this reference. So this was the last reference, and you can see the Farman. We're going to end with the Farman and the reference. The reference, the Quranic ayat that we read and recite in our dua. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَثْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. The Farman Mubarak is Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. It is very hard indeed to go through one's history without questioning things. And I am particularly pleased that you should do this work. आप सुन रहे हैं फरमान को? मौला फरमाते हैं कि indeed बेशक बहुत मुश्किल है चीजों को सीखना, हिस्ट्री से सीखना, कुरान से सीखना, लेकिन मौला फरमाते हैं मैं आप पर बहुत राजी हूं. I am pleased particularly that you Mawla is speaking to you should do this work. अगर आप ये काम करते हैं, आप इमाम शराजी को सीखते हैं, आप अपने बच्चों को इमाम शराजी सीखते हैं, सिखाते हैं, तो मौला फरमाते हैं कि मैं तुमसे खुश हूं, मैं तुमसे खुश हूं. Imam is speaking to you directly that you may as my chief spiritual children. See, Imam is not calling you my spiritual children anymore. Imam saying you are my top level chief spiritual children. आप मेरे हकीकी रूहानी बच्चे हो. What else do you need? Look what Imam is telling you. Imam is speaking to you directly. That is the reason. Therefore, we should pay attention and we should take this to the heart and take forward to our children. Because it is not me telling you, it is the farman of the Imam. And Ismaili, follow the farman of the Imam. Listen to the farman again. It is very hard indeed to go through the one's history without questioning it. आप सुने क्या बोलते हैं? मौला ने कहा कि इट्स ओके, आप सवाल कर सकते हैं, आप पूछें, आप क्यों नहीं पूछते हैं? मौला अली फरमाते हैं मुझे पूछो इससे पहले कि तुम मुझे खो दो. Ask me before you lose me. Ask. No, don't be shy. You should go through your history and try to understand the development which has happened so that you can explain to your children. क्या फरमाया? मौला फरमाते हैं कि आप सीखें ताकि आप अपने बच्चों को समझा सकें. That is the farman. You should take a screenshot of this farman. Take this farman to the heart. मौला आपसे खिताब कर रहे हैं so that you can explain to your children. What is the meaning of Imam? आप अपने बच्चों को समझा सके कि इमाम का मतलब क्या है. और ये फरमान नया नहीं है. This farman is from 1958. It's not a new farman. Why don't we pay attention to it? Why don't we listen to Mola Bapa? Why don't we want to follow Imam's farman? So you can tell your children what is the meaning of the Imam and what is the meaning of faith. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. We shall stop here, and inshallah next week on the day 7 we will come back and go further into the question of Surah Yasin wa kulli shayin asnahu fi Imam Mubin. G. What comments or question do we have now?
Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. Friends, please share your questions in the chat. Sir, we have one question. I understand the translation of Quran can change over time. Has the Quran itself changed in any way from the original, even a single letter or punctuation?
Of course, indeed, yes, definitely, for sure, 100%. Yes, Quran itself has changed. And I can challenge this to anyone who would like to take this challenge. Yes, not only they have made changes to the Quran, and they are changing the translation due to their belief, but even they have changed the Quran itself. But no worries, we have the eyes and the nur of the Imam, we can see through it. I would not worry about that part. If you have the eyes and you have the nur of the Imam, you can see right through it. No worries. Yes, it has changed. G.
So we had a couple of questions, but I think they've been answered already. Let's see. We don't have any questions in the chat at this time, sir.
So there's a comment. There's a comment, and somehow I'm able to have this screen in front of me today. I don't know what did you do, but I can see some of the comments. So I would like to read this comment, and I appreciate you asking or giving this comment. I don't know if that's your question or comment, but it's a good comment and good question. I never said that they changed the word Imam in Arabic. I said they do not translate the word Imam correctly. They change it in translation. Therefore, I requested you to look at the Arabic, if you can read, or look at the transliteration, because they have not changed that. And you will find the word Imam in Arabic and Imam in transliteration, but in the translation, they have changed. I never said they changed the word Imam in the Arabic or in the transliteration. G. Does that answer your question? If you have further comment or question, please do ask.
Alwaz Sahib, like when it comes to Ali, Ali means the Most High. So in the Quran Sharif, where they will not, in the translation, they won't say Ali, like it's said in Arabic, they'll say the Most High. Because the Sunnis do not want to accept about what Prophet Muhammad has said, that I'm leaving my rope behind me, whom you will also always follow with the holy book.
Okay. I don't know if this was a comment or question, but if you,
No,
with your permission,
I'm a comment. Yeah, sure. Yes.
if this is a comment, then I don't have to say anything. But there's a lot of room for clarification, with your permission.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So आपने जो कहा कि कोई एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता है, मुझे नहीं पता है कि वो कौन लोग हैं जो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं. You said in your comment
No, I
that they
meant
would
the
never
Sunnis.
accept. Hold on. You made the comment that they would not accept. Now, the truth is truth. Accept or not accept. Okay? Truth is truth. So let's take Ayah Kursi for an example. Okay? We'll take the Ayah Kursi for example. Ali is a proper noun, and Ali, the word also have the meaning, the most highest. And I'm going to take my example, Aziz. What would you call me? Would you call me dear? Because Aziz means dear. Or would you call me Aziz? Because the Aziz is a proper noun.
I would call you by
You
your, I would
understand?
call you by your name. Yes.
Right. So with that answer, in Ayah Kursi, that's Surah 2, ayat number 255. La ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. There is no God but the God who is living and ever present. And then as the answer to that, huwal Aliul Azim, and he is Ali the Great. Now, if someone wanted to say he is the most high and the most great, and then so be it. But then my question would be, would you call Aziz with the name Aziz because it's a proper noun, or would you call him dear? You will not call him dear. You will call him Aziz. Aliul Azim. Remember the two words together. Aliul Azim. Huwal makes a huge difference in Arabic. Huwal, he is. What he is. Aliul, Ali, Murtaza, Aliul Azim, Ali the Great. Because they do not believe in Ali, why would they translate Ali as Ali Murtaza? But we are not talking about others. How do you and I believe? So when you and I will read the Quran, we will say, there is no Allah but the one who is living and ever present, one I can see with my eyes. He is manifested, Hazir wa Mawjud, and he is Ali Murtaza the Great. You see, that's how we're supposed to read Quran. And I'm not telling you how to read Quran. Let me quote Mola Baba. When and if you read Quran, it should represent a concept to you. If you read Quran like non-believers, like Sunni, then that's how you're going to see Quran. But fortunately, Shukr Alhamdulillah, we are Ismaili, the follower of the Imam of the time, and by his farman, by his guidance, we can see, we can read, we can understand Quran correctly. I believe this example should give you a good concept in your heart and in your mind. Ji.
Sir,
Thank
याली
you.
मदद
Thanks, sir.
सर याली
Yani
मदद
Madad.
सर आपने जैसे फरमाया कि हज़रत इब्राहीम अलैहिस्सलाम अपने वक्त में इमाम थे और उनके बाद हज़रत इस्माइल अलैहिस्सलाम भी इमाम थे, लेकिन हज़रत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम और हज़रत अली अलैहिस्सलाम से 2500 साल पहले थे, तो इन बिटवीन कौन इमाम थे?
Very good question. See, that shows me that you are paying attention.
थैंक यू.
इब्राहिम के बाद इस्माइल थे, तो इस्माइल के बाद कौन होगा? उसका बेटा. आप बोलेंगे उसका नाम क्या था? That's what you're asking. अगर आप उसका नाम चाहते हैं, कामड़े साहब, would you be able to share the names of the Imam before Mola Ali? Not only after Ibrahim, but all the way to Adam. Please share. So your question is, who were the Imams? You can find the names of the Imams all the way from Adam to Ali to Shah Karim. Imams are always and always and always present, and Imams, if they are not present, then this world cannot sustain itself. इमाम हमेशा 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 दुनिया में हाजिर व मौजूद, कायम और दायम है. आदम से लेकर खातम तक और शाह करीम तक इमाम हमेशा मौजूद है. Kamran Sahib will share the names of the Imam from Adam to Ali, and then you already know the Imams between Ali and Shah Karim. Ji. Thank you for paying attention. That's great. Ji.
Sir, someone is asking in the chat, please explain the concept or reality of Ali Allah or Ali Sayyid Allah.
Okay, so what you need to do is go back to chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 before today's chapter is number 6. We have talked about how do you see him. Please listen to that, and if you still have a question, you need further understanding, I would be more than happy to re-explain what has been explained earlier. Thank you for asking, G.
याली मदद सर
याली मदद।
सर कल है ना मैं स्टेप क्लास ऑब्जर्व कर रही थी तो एक 12 साल के बच्चे ने है ना मुझे पूछा कि साइंस से दुनिया बनी है। तो जब मैंने उसको समझाने की कोशिश की तो उसने पूछा मुझे कि मुझे अल्लाह को देखना है, मुझे अल्लाह दिखाओ। और मुझे 1 सेकंड के लिए ऐसा लगा कि मैं बोल दूं कि याली बप्पा को देखो, पर सर समझ नहीं आया कि 12 साल के बच्चे को मैं कैसा समझाऊं। और अभी आप जो चिल्ड्रन का बोले तो प्लीज थोड़ा इसको समझाइए ना सर कि बच्चों को हम अल्लाह से अली अल्लाह तक ले जाना या हाजिर इमाम से अल्लाह तक ले जाना, कैसा उसको लॉजिकली सिखाना सर।
बहुत ही आसान है। So my sister is asking question, I will translate that in English. पहले उर्दू के अंदर जवाब दे देता हूँ। बहुत ही आसान है। नाचीज ने एक मर्तबा अपने उस्ताद से पूछा, मैं बहुत छोटा था, लेकिन ये वो जमाना था कि जब हम कुछ मिसालें फिजिकली दिया करते थे। तो नाचीज ने बचपन में अपने उस्ताद से पूछा कि मुझे खुदा को देखना है, मुझे दिखाओ। उसने कहा कि कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो समझनी होती है, सोचनी होती है, वो दिखाई नहीं देती है। तो मैंने कहा कि मौला अली ने फरमाया है कि जिस खुदा को मैं ना देखूं मैं यकीन ना करूं। मौला अली का फरमान है कि जिस खुदा को मैं ना देखूं मैं यकीन ना करूं, मुझे खुदा को देखना है। बताया उसने क्या किया? ये पुराना जमाना था, यू मे नॉट बी एबल टू डू इट टुडे, आज शायद आप ये नहीं कर सकेंगे। उसने मुझे एक हल्का सा तोशा मारा। मैंने कहा ओ, मुझे यहाँ पर बहुत दर्द हुआ। उसने मुझे कहा दिखाओ मुझे कहाँ है दर्द। मैं यकीन नहीं करूंगा कि तुम्हें दर्द हो रहा है जब तक तुम मुझे दिखाओगे नहीं। क्या कहा? मुझे दिखाओ कि दर्द कहाँ है, और ना मैं यकीन नहीं करूंगा। मैंने कहा मैं समझ गया कि खुदा को मेरे दर्द की तरह मुझे पहचानना है, समझना है, अंदर, बाहर नहीं। आई कैन नॉट शो मेरा पेन कि उसको मैं दिखाऊं। आप इसको मिसालों के अंदर समझाएं कि देखो खुदा कहता है कि मैं जाहिर हूं, वो इमाम की सूरत में जाहिर है। खुदा कहता है कि मैं बातिन हूं, वो इमाम के नूर के जरिए इमाम के अंदर बातिन में नूर की सूरत में है। वो कहता है मैं अव्वल हूं, इमाम हमेशा पहले से ही हाजिर है। वो कहता है मैं आखिर हूं, इमाम हमेशा हाजिर और मौजूद रहता है। इस तरह से आप बच्चों को समझाएंगे। अगर आपने अपने बच्चों को इमाम की पहचान नहीं करवाई तो कल वो अपना मजहब छोड़कर चले जाएंगे, और उसके जिम्मेदार हम होंगे, क्योंकि इमाम का फरमान था कि हमको सीखना है और हमको समझाना है। So let me translate this. This was such a beautiful question. My sister, she's a REC teacher, and someone, a small young child, was asking her, how do we understand Allah? And I would like to see Allah. And she says, I was not able to show him for whatever reason. I was not able to tell him that Imam is Ali Allah. And the child insisted that he wanted to see Allah. Mullah Ali has said, I will never believe in Allah, the one I do not see. That's what exactly child was saying. If I cannot see Allah, I will not believe in him. And he is absolutely right. Ali said, if I do not see Allah, I will never believe in him. We should not believe either. So she said, I was afraid to tell him that Imam was Ali Allah. How do I explain to a 12-year-old child? So I was telling her a story when I was a child back in, I don't want to show my age, back in 60s, before some of you were even born. I asked my teacher that I wanted to see Allah. He said, there are some things that you have to believe and feel in your heart inside of you. There are things that you cannot see, but you feel, and therefore you believe. And I insisted, I was just a child, I insisted that I wanted to see Allah. I wanted to understand Allah. So in our old days, in our good old days, where our teacher will explain the example physically. So he crossed his fist and he lightly hit me in my tummy. And I said, oh, I feel so much pain in my tummy. He said, I don't believe you. Show me your pain. And I said, I cannot show you my pain. And instantly I understood. There are things that we feel. I was feeling that pain. I could not show to him. I can feel Allah, the Imam, the Nur in me. And I was further, he explained to me that Imam is Zahir, because Allah said, I am Zahir. And Allah is Zahir in the form of Imam. Allah is Batin in the form of the Nur in the Imam. Allah is Awwal, He is always present because this world will not sustain on itself. And He is Batin, sorry, He is Akhir. Imam always is present, is Hal Ayyul Qayyum, always present. I was taught this, the very question that my sister asked, I had asked when I was a child. I can relate to that child, that student she is talking about. गुलजार, मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप इस लेसन को लेकर अपने बच्चों को सिखा सकेंगे.
या सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर, शुक्र मौला. और सर इसमें एक चीज मैं हम्बली पूछना चाह रही सर, कि जैसे आप बोले ना कि जब आपको मारे और आपको समझ आया कि दर्द अंदर है और वो फील होगा, दिखेगा नहीं, तो हाजरी माम को भी हमको अपने अंदर फील करना है, बाहर नहीं देखना है, अंदर.
बाहर भी.
ओके,
इसलिए 4 मिसालें थी ना उसमें.
हाँ, राइट.
जाहिर, बातिन, अव्वल और आखिर.
ओके सर,
जी.
थैंक यू सर, शुक्र मौला सर, थैंक यू. याले मदन.
जी, जी. Any other comments or question? So my sister is giving another example of what I just explained, my childhood experience. Thank you for giving this example. So Pir Sahib said कि इमाम इस तरह से है जिस तरह से फूलों के अंदर खुशबू हो. आप फूल को देख सकते हैं, उसकी खुशबू को देख नहीं सकते हैं, आप उसको सूंघ सकते हैं, उसको फील कर सकते हैं. What a great example. Thank you for sharing. हमारे पीर किनारों में फरमाते हैं कि आप फूलों को देख सकते हैं, इमाम को देख सकते हैं, फूलों की खुशबू को सूंघ सकते हैं, फील कर सकते हैं, देख नहीं सकते हैं. And that remind me of another example. हवा. आप अपने बच्चे को पूछे हैं, उस 12 साल के, दिखाओ मुझे हवा कहाँ है, वो बोलेगा मैं हवा को फील कर सकता हूँ, मैं हवा को देख नहीं सकता हूँ. Another great example would be of the wind. I can feel the wind, I cannot see the wind. That is the example of Allah, the Noor in the Imam. Ji,
Thank you, sir.
Ji,
याली मदद सर.
Ali Madad.
सर आपका सेशन कल था ना, आद थकी सुन न पाया गिनान का. तो मेरे बेड लक के हमारे यहाँ वेदर बहुत खराब था तो लाइट नहीं थी, तो मैंने वो सेशन मिस किया. मैं उसमें रिकॉर्डिंग तो सुन लूंगी, लेकिन आपने लास्ट क्वेश्चन में एक्सप्रेशन से कुछ इबादत के बारे में बताया था, तो मेरी फ्रेंड ने मुझे शेयर किया था कि आपने बहुत मिस किया आज ने, तो मैं रिकॉर्डिंग में वो फील वो नहीं देख सकूंगी. तो
There
थोड़ा
is
सा
a video recording of that actually that you can watch.
ओ शुक्र शुक्र शुक्र. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सर.
Yes,
थैंक यू.
welcome. Any other comments or question? We are running into overtime now. Any last comment or last question? Okay, if there is no comments, no question, we can stop here. Thank you everyone again from the bottom of my heart for joining us. Please remember, learn, learn, learn. That is the farman of the Imam. And learn and then give that to your children, your own children, to your Jamati children. Teach, tell them, give them the message. Thank you everyone. Yali Madad, Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad, and thank you.
Mulali Madad, sir. Thank you, sir. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad. Yali
थैंक यू
Madad.
याली मदद.
Yes, shukar mola,
Yali
sir.
Madad.
Shukar Ali Allah.
Yali Madad. Shukra Mola. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yali Madad.